Dr. Bluestein, you also have mentioned that you are involved in continuing medical education for providers, and I know that you did the CME activity, that you've also worked with EDS Awareness, EDS Wisconsin. You're on the medical board for EDS Wellness. We've also worked with Hypermobility Syndromes Association. So can you tell me a little bit more about that approach and working together with other organizations in a collective goal of helping also provide educational opportunities for providers?
Right. So my big goal is really to increase.
That's all right. That's real. I like that. That's the best part of the video.
So that was my dog.
All right. So go ahead.
I'm obviously in my home office, and that was the dog walking by. So
that's, okay. That's what happens when I have like 13-year-olds come in the door, and they're like, I keep that all in there. It keeps us real.
Right, absolutely. So my number one goal really is to, improve the quality of life of people who are experiencing persistent pain. And there's multiple ways to do that. One is through the direct pain. Another way is by educating physicians. And I'm really excited to be on the faculty of the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin, where I have the opportunity to educate future physicians. And I love that. It's fabulous working with these young medical students. I enjoy that greatly. I also enjoy getting to work with people through EDS Wisconsin, which is a relatively new nonprofit organization. And Tammy Kosbob has done an incredible job with supporting patients in the state of Wisconsin with educational information, support groups, and things like that. I also really enjoy being the volunteer medical consultant for EDS Awareness. And with EDS Awareness, also goes by Chronic Pain Partners. I was thrilled to be able to develop a continuing medical education program that is available online for physicians. So physicians in active practice, especially full-time practice, they don't have time to go to, there's EDS conferences every now and then, but they can't go to a conference for each disorder that they treat. So they need to have access to information in a manner that is convenient for them. And Chronic Pain Partners did a fabulous job of raising the funds in order to have this website available and have this programming available for free for physicians, and they get continuing medical education credit. And I developed this program with Chronic Pain Partners. So this is a program that's ongoing and available right now. And so that's really exciting. And I am also a professional member of the HMSA, which is a nonprofit organization in the UK doing amazing work for patients with Ehlers-Danlos syndromes and related disorders. And EDS is something that is, a lot of us kind of take it for granted that it's something that a lot of people have known about for a while, but really, if you look back, it's only really in the late 80s and in the 90s that really awareness has become much more prevalent. And that's really a credit to Drs. Hakim and Dr. Graham, who really did so much of the research. The two of them are just amazing. And Dr. Alan Hakim is the medical advisor for the HMSA, and chief medical advisor.
And he came and he spoke at the Physicians Learning Conference at EDS Wellness, which is, it's been wonderful to collaborate and work with them, because I think so much of what we've been learning in general, as much as awareness has been happening with EDS in Ehlers-Danlos syndromes, we've also realized that there's almost like a Pandora's box of links and possibilities and things we really don't quite understand yet. And I like the focus of this collective hypermobility related disorders, because there's a lot of us that we might fall under a certain category, but we really don't exactly know what we have yet. And at the end of the day, if we're focusing on restoring function and helping patients live well, which is the mission of EDS Wellness, a lot of what I say or share, or the information that I give, doesn't necessarily change a little bit based upon if the person has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or a type of it versus, HSD, hypermobility spectrum disorder, or, sometimes even some of this stuff is applicable to other hypermobility related disorders. So that's always been my goal, but I think educating providers on the broader spectrum too, and how to help them differentiate and understand the comorbid conditions that go along with it. So
right, absolutely. And that is the critical thing, is to treat symptoms, and the labels are not as important as the symptoms. I know a lot of people were really upset when the new classification came out, understandably so. This was a whole big, pretty drastic change in the way they defined, especially hypermobility EDS, hypermobile EDS, I should say. And so that's understandable, but we really, in the medical community, we really need to focus on symptoms. And I'm thrilled to be on the medical advisory board for EDS Wellness. You do such a fantastic job with EDS Wellness and focusing on being well and focusing on the positive and the good. And I think a lot of people feel like, once they start having these kinds of problems that you can get with Ehlers-Danlos syndromes or hypermobility spectrum disorder, people can start to go down this, spiral, and really,
EDS spiral, as I call it.
The what? EDS spiral?
EDS spiral. Maybe it should be called the hypermobility spiral.
Right.
Spiral, yeah.
Right. And so I love what you're doing with EDS Wellness, because you focus on things that there's a lot that patients can do to help themselves feel better. It doesn't all have to come from their physician. There's a lot of things that they can do, and you're great at giving people this kind of information and these tools, whether it be, again, doing it carefully and appropriately, yoga, Pilates, mindfulness, meditation, calming your nervous system is hugely important. And a lot of patients that have EDS do have some autonomic dysfunction. And so, we have more control over our autonomic nervous system than we realize.
Yeah, for sure.
Our own mindfulness, meditation, and things like that. Those are things that really can be very helpful. So I'm thrilled to be working with EDS Wellness, and I know that EDS Wellness and the HMSA work so well together, so I'm really excited about that. And I think it's really important for all of these different organizations that are trying to help patients to work together, because we all have the same goal, which is to help people function as well as they possibly can.
And increase education and provide resources.
Right.
Not everybody can do everything. So it's working together collaboratively is so important. And that's always been a huge mission and goal of mine. So I appreciate that you've been willing and embraced it with not only EDS awareness, but EDS Wellness and HMSA and EDS Wisconsin and everybody else, and really just being a good, strong force to really bring people together and being willing to work with all of us and helping us each, work on our different projects and also collectively help educate the medical field. So, so thank you very much. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Sounds great. Thank you, Kendra.
All right. Good luck.